the hush of a new morning, when the dew still clings to blades of grass and the world breathes in slow, silvery tones, a soft sound stirs the quiet. A yawn, impossibly small, followed by the rustle of tiny paws against warm earth. This is where every story begins. Not with grandeur, not with thunder, but with something simpler, something pure. A blink, a sniff, a trembling step toward a world too large to understand. It is in these moments, fragile, fleeting, and impossibly tender, that the magic of puppyhood reveals itself. A universal spell cast across continents, cultures, and species. You don't need to speak the same language. You only need to feel. Innocence has no accent. Curiosity needs no translation. A puppy enters the world not with fanfare, but with instinct. Eyes sealed, ears folded. Its heartbeat is rapid, its breath unsteady. Yet, there is rhythm. The ancient rhythm of life unfolding exactly as it should. The first hours are spent in search of warmth, nose nudging toward the familiar scent of the mother. In a wooden barn nestled in the countryside, 6 golden retriever pups lie in a tangled pile, breathing in sync, their tiny bodies twitching with dreams not yet known. On the other side of the planet, within the snowy silence of a Siberian plain, a Samoyed mother curls around her newborns, steam rising gently from the den into the frigid air. Despite the difference in climate, culture, and context, the scene is the same. The world is big, the pup is small, and everything begins with a cuddle. Within days, life awakens behind closed eyelids, a blink, another. Then suddenly the eyes open, not just to light, but to movement, form, and presence. Puppies are born nearsighted. Their first images of the world are blurry halos of warmth and softness. But the image of their mother, their siblings, these first visual memories, are etched into their brain like sun-carved stone. Then comes hearing. A French Bulldog pup, nestled in the creases of a linen couch, tilts his oversized head at the sound of human laughter. His ears flick, uncertain, as if the sound itself is tickling him. As their senses ignite, puppies begin to explore their environments like living poems. Every texture a stanza, every scent a verse. The world becomes something to engage with, something to chew, chase, lick, bark at, stumble into, something to love. A Beagle pup tumbles across a field of tall grass, ears flapping like soft flags in the wind. His nose, already a gifted guide, leads him into trouble, and out of it, again and again. In every breed, play is the first arena of learning. Puppies play fight, not to hurt, but to understand. They learn bite inhibition, social hierarchy, boundaries, a soft growl, a paw slap, a retreat, all rehearsals for life to come. A Labrador puppy, chunky and clumsy, drags a slipper across a sunlit room, not out of defiance, out of discovery, out of instinct. This is how puppies test the world, and by extension themselves. Even the smallest Pomeranian, barely the size of a teacup, learns her limits by overstepping them. A leap from the sofa, a yelp, a learned hesitation. Growth, captured in tiny trials. In the wild, a pack is survival. In the home, it's family. But the principle remains unchanged. Puppies thrive in company. They mimic. They mirror. They mold their behaviors to the rhythms around them. Watch an Australian shepherd pup raised among sheepdogs. In just weeks, the pup begins to crouch, to follow the flock's movement with a gaze far older than his age. Herding isn't taught, it's unlocked. In a human household, a corgi puppy shadows her toddler companion like a woolly guardian. Their giggles and barks blend into one melody, unstructured, but unmistakably bonded. Socialization is the most crucial part of a puppy's early development, and it happens everywhere. Under dining tables, across living room rugs, between laundry baskets, in the safe circles of mother and kin. In those spaces, the puppy learns that the world is not something to fear, but to engage. Yet not every moment is wrapped in warmth. There comes a time, always, when the safe perimeter must be crossed. The first time a Bernese mountain dog pup is separated from his litter, he cries into the cold silence. A soft whimper, hesitant and unsure. But then, he's held. A gentle hand. A soothing voice. A beating heart. And in that moment, courage is born. Not as the absence of fear, but as the quiet act of stepping forward anyway. Puppies experience separation anxiety, startle responses, confusion. But they also demonstrate an extraordinary capacity for adaptation. The first stairs climbed, the first thunderstorm weathered, the first car ride endured. They do not conquer the world in grand strides, they conquer it in wobbly steps. What is it about a puppy's gaze that stops us? Why do we feel our heartstrings pulled taut by a simple look from an animal that doesn't speak? Science tells us it's hormonal. Oxytocin exchanged through mutual gaze, like that between a mother and child. But nature tells us something deeper. It is the mirror of vulnerability. A puppy doesn't mask emotions. It does not pretend or posture. Its fear is real. Its joy is pure. Its affection freely given. And when a human meets that gaze, something old awakens. Something sacred. In the snow, a Samoyed pup locks eyes with the camera, head tilted, eyelashes rimmed in frost. For a single frame, we forget our own complexities. All that exists is this life, so new, so delicate, and so deeply beautiful. From many, one across the globe, puppies emerge from hidden corners of nature and man-made havens alike. Some are planned. Some arrive by surprise. Some are born in luxury. Others in rescue shelters. But they all begin the same way. Soft, unsure, full of potential. They do not know what they will become. Not yet. Will the Beagle grow into a tracking partner? Will the Pomeranian become the heart of a lonely soul's world? Will the Retriever change the life of a child with autism? They don't know. But the world waits, breath held, for the unfolding. Because every puppy is not just a pet, it is a possibility, a future woven in fur and dreams and unwavering trust. Now that we've walked through the tender realm of universal puppyhood, where every breed, size, and shape begins as a creature of warmth and wonder, we turn our gaze toward the stars of this journey. 10 breeds, 10 stories, 10 bursts of joy captured in wagging tails and sleepy eyes. Each one unique, each one guaranteed to melt your heart. The journey begins now. Prepare to meet the enchanted 10. Number 10, the Samoyed, fluff of the frozen north-in. The far reaches of the Siberian tundra, where breath crystallizes and silence stretches over white hills like a blanket, something stirs beneath the snow-drifted den. A tiny nose, a fluttering paw. Then, emerging with dreamlike grace, a Samoyed puppy, glowing like moonlight on fresh ice. It's difficult to look at a Samoyed pup and not feel something stirred deep within you. The fluff, like a snow cloud given life. The eyes, jet black, soft with wonder. And the smile, unmistakable, permanent, genuine. Born to ancient nomadic tribes, the Samoyed is a breed sculpted by survival. These dogs once slept beside their people to keep them warm, worked tirelessly in freezing temperatures and formed bonds that transcended utility. And yet, Even in their first days of life, these pups exhibit something spiritual, a connection that bypasses words, a warmth that defies climate. Watch one tumble in a frost-lit morning, nose buried in powder, then glance upward, blink, blink. That smile. It's not for the camera, it's not for show. It's a window into a soul so innately social, so purely affectionate, it seems crafted for the human heart. Despite the harsh land they come from, there is nothing cold about a Samoyed pup. They are winter's softest secret. Number 9. The Cavalier King. Charles Spaniel, nobility and nap time. In a sun-drenched sitting room where the drapes move gently with the breeze and the furniture seems too elegant for reality, a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel puppy stretches lazily atop a velvet cushion. One paw dangles in aristocratic abandon. The eyes flutter. A sigh escapes, soft, refined. There's something old world about this breed. A legacy of lapdogs painted into royal portraits curled at the feet of kings and queens, woven into the fabric of European nobility. But titles aside, what makes the Cavalier puppy so irresistible is not just its pedigree, it's its presence. With eyes like melted chocolate and ears that feel like silk ribbons, this pup doesn't command attention. It invites affection. It doesn't bark to be noticed. It leans into you quietly, gently, as if asking, "Is this what love feels like?" When it plays, it does so with soft joy. A game of chase across a manicured garden, a hesitant pounce at a drifting butterfly. When it sleeps, it becomes a portrait of peace. This is not a puppy born for labor or wild terrain. This is a puppy born for the heart, for the quiet ones, the gentle ones, the ones who know that the greatest form of strength is tenderness. Number 80. The Golden Retriever, heart of the hearth, a farmhouse at sunrise. Dew clings to the grass. A child runs barefoot across the yard, giggling, and behind him, slightly clumsy, tongue lolling, fur ablaze in golden hues, bounds a golden retriever puppy. Few things feel more like home. The golden retriever is a symbol of loyalty, of warmth, of laughter echoing down long hallways. But before the heroics, before the guide dog titles and rescue stories, there is the pup. Wide-eyed, wonder-filled, willing to follow you anywhere. They learn fast, not because they're eager to impress, but because they're desperate to please. That tail, it never stops. That gaze, it holds you, reads you, mirrors your joy or sadness with unfiltered empathy. In their early weeks, these pups reveal an uncanny emotional intelligence. They tilt their heads not just out of confusion, but out of connection. You speak, they listen, they understand more than they let on. The golden coat may shimmer in the light, but it's the soul beneath that leaves a lasting glow. Golden retrievers aren't just cute, they're comforting, like a fire in winter, like a friend in silence. Number 7. The French Bulldog, whimsical souls of the city. The street hums with the early buzz of city life. Espresso machines, taxi horns, the distant wail of a saxophone. From the bustle of a boutique cafe, a tiny figure waddles into view. A French Bulldog puppy, ears too big for its head, tongue lolling like a clown's ribbon. There is something inherently comical and impossibly lovable about a Frenchie pup. Its body is stout, round, built like a tiny tank. Its eyes, however, betray its softness. Wide, expressive, filled with mischief and longing in equal measure. French Bulldog puppies don't walk, they bounce. Every step is a declaration of purpose, usually toward something ridiculous like a napkin caught in the breeze or a shadow that dared to move. But beyond the humor lies heart. Deep, sensitive, present heart. Frenchies form attachments quickly. They crave closeness, not just attention, closeness. They'll lean into you with their full body, stare into your eyes as if you're the only person in the world, and then snort, sneeze, and snuggle into your hoodie. In a world that moves too fast, the French Bulldog pup asks you to slow down, laugh more, and take yourself less seriously. And in doing so, you fall in love. Number 10. The Australian Shepherd. Eyes of the sky. Heart of the earth beneath an open sky where clouds stretch like sails and the grass sways in endless rhythm. An Australian Shepherd puppy crouches low. Her fur is a painter's palette. Merle swirls of gray, black, copper. Her eyes, one blue, one amber, seem to hold entire worlds. Even as a pup, she is focused, watching, waiting, learning. There is wild in her blood, heritage, purpose. 1,000 generations of herders condensed into a heartbeat and a wag. But she is still young. Still unsure, she chases her tail, falls over her paws, barks at butterflies, and then she returns to her work. It is play, but it is instinct too. Australian Shepherd puppies are thinking dogs, emotional, energetic, and startlingly perceptive. They need space, not just to run, but to discover. Give them a puzzle and they'll solve it. Give them a task and they'll master it. Give them love, and they'll guard it with their life. There is poetry in their motion and promise in their gaze. To watch an Aussie pup grow is to witness the meeting of wild spirit and gentle soul. Number 5. Or the Pomeranian, majesty in miniature. In a room lit by soft morning light, a puff of fur tiptoes across a wooden floor, barely making a sound. The Pomeranian puppy is not much larger than a teacup, but in her mind, she is a lion. She struts, she poses. She commands attention with the confidence of a queen and the innocence of a baby bird. Her fur, impossibly voluminous, frames her like a halo. Beneath it, a delicate body moves with exaggerated purpose. Each step is a performance. Each bark, a proclamation. But it's the eyes that steal the show. Round, glistening, deeply expressive. They flicker between curiosity and playfulness. In an instant. One moment she's nibbling at a shoelace, the next, she's curled against your palm as if seeking sanctuary in your heartbeat. The Pomeranians' origins trace back to Arctic sled dogs, a regal lineage condensed into a pocket-sized burst of joy. Their confidence is not arrogance, it's survival, it's legacy, it's love, tightly coiled in a woolly body no bigger than a loaf of bread. To hold a Pomeranian puppy is to cradle royalty. To love one is to be chosen by it. Number 4. The Corgi, short legs, endless heart in a green meadow sprinkled with daisies and laughter. A peculiar shape darts through the grass like a wind-up toy. Stubby legs, rounded body, oversized ears, and a tail, if present, that twitches like a flag of joy. The Corgi puppy is, by all appearances, nature's most delightful contradiction. They are impossibly small, but walk with the confidence of giants. Their faces radiate mischief. Their eyes sparkle with intelligence, and their waddle, oh, that unmistakable waddle, is a choreography of comedy and cuteness. But don't let appearances fool you. These are not just lapdogs. Corgis were bred for herding cattle, agile, sharp, fearless. And even as puppies, that drive pulses beneath the surface. Watch a Corgi pup chase a falling leaf with surgical focus, or bark at a rock that looks Suspicious, and you'll see the guardian instincts masked in fluff and charm. Their devotion to their humans is fierce. They're not just pets. They're protectors, partners, best friends in a tiny tuxedoed package. With every head tilt and bunny hop run, corgis don't just melt hearts, they claim them. Number 3. The Dachshund. Soul on a string. At first glance, a Dachshund puppy might look like a design experiment gone wonderfully wrong. A long body, tiny legs, ears like velvet sails. But the moment you see it move, with determined wiggles and brave sniffs, you realize it's exactly as it should be. Affectionately called wiener dogs, Dachshunds are the ultimate underdogs, literally and metaphorically. They were bred to tunnel into darkness to face badgers with unshakable bravery. But as puppies, they are explorers of the domestic jungle. Sofa cushions, laundry piles, garden beds. Every inch of the world is a quest. Their noses are constantly to the ground, their tails raised like banners. They approach life with a seriousness that is both hilarious and heartwarming. Yet it is in quiet moments that their magic unfolds. A Dachshund pup, exhausted from exploration, curls into your lap, nose tucked into tail, a soft sigh rising with each breath. Their loyalty is quiet, not demanding, just there. Steady, simple, true. In a world too often built for the big and bold, the Dachshund reminds us that courage comes in funny shapes, and love doesn't need to shout. Number 2. The Shiba Inu, the fox that stole our hearts beneath a cherry blossom tree. Petals flutter like snow as a small shape trots through the pink carpet. A Shiba Inu puppy, tail curled, expression serious, stride purposeful, surveys her kingdom. There is a quiet confidence to the Shiba that commands reverence. They are not eager to please, they are not desperate for affection, but they are beautiful, mysterious, and utterly magnetic. With their fox-like faces, almond eyes, and plush coats, Shiba puppies look like they wandered out of a folktale, ancient, sacred, wise beyond their weeks. They're independent from the beginning, self-cleaning, self-possessed, self-aware. But that's what makes the connection so meaningful. A Shiba does not give love easily. It must be earned. And when it is, when that little paw rests on your knee or the gaze softens into trust, it feels like a gift. The Shiba pup may not leap into your arms, but it will sit beside you in quiet companionship. And in that silence, a deep bond is forged. It is a love of respect, of understanding, of two souls meeting in calm acceptance. A Shiba's heart is not easy to win, but once you do, it's yours forever. Number 1. The Labrador Retriever, the soulmate. Pup, and now at the pinnacle of puppy enchantment, we arrive at a breed that defines love itself, the Labrador Retriever. The setting is simple. A front porch, a pair of boots, a golden-pawed shadow curled beside them dozing in the sun. A Labrador pup, not just adorable but eternal, from their oversized paws to their floppy ears. Labs as puppies are love in motion. They tumble, trip, chew everything in sight. And still, you forgive them instantly. Why? Because every mistake is followed by those eyes, warm, honest, apologetic, yearning. Labs are not just cute, they are intuitive, loyal to a fault, always watching you, always wanting to be where you are. Their joy is complete when they're by your side, their grief, real when you're away. A Labrador puppy grows fast, physically, yes, but emotionally too. They adapt, they learn, they hold your routine as their own. They celebrate your returns like victories. They mourn your absence in silence. To raise a lab is to be seen every day, truly seen, and to be loved not in fragments, but in fullness. Their cuteness isn't just visual, it's spiritual. They are the soulmates of the dog world, and as a puppy, they are perfection in progress.